Hi everyone, I'm Rosemary Miller and welcome back. Thank you for joining us for our crypto show where we tell you all things crypto news and market updates. On to our markets. The crypto market cap is roughly $1 trillion, which is up less than 1% over the last day. Bitcoin is in the $23,000 range, which is up a little over 2% for the day. And Ethereum is currently around $1,500 and $1,600 today with less than 1% change. After a record 73 days in the extreme fear zone, Bitcoin sentiment measured by the Crypto Fear and Greed Index climbed to merely fear. On to our leaders and laggards. For our leaders, we have Dogecoin at 7 cents, up almost 4% for the day. Then VeChain at 2 cents, up almost 3% on a daily scale. Yesterday, VeChain announced it had a solution for the luxury goods industry regarding theft and counterfeit items, which may be the cause for its rally. Litecoin is roughly $60, up 3% for the day. On to our laggards, Polygon Matic at 86 cents, down about 6%. Nexo at 71 cents, down 6% after its rally yesterday from its partnership with MasterCard. And Cosmos is at $10, down 6% on a daily scale. On to our news. The Zipmex crypto exchange suspends withdrawals due to volatile market conditions. The company tweeted, "Due to a combination of circumstances beyond our control, including volatile market conditions and the resulting financial difficulties of our key business partners to maintain the integrity of our platform, we would be pausing withdrawals until further notice." In recent weeks, several crypto companies have taken similar steps due to market turbulence. SEC Chairman Gary Gensler spoke on Bloomberg TV, warning the crypto industry contains a lot of non-compliance. The SEC claims too many platforms haven't properly complied with the law and promises that they'll continue to bring robust enforcement actions. Binance US is launching its affiliate marketing program just as Coinbase closed its program yesterday due to the bear market. This isn't the first time Binance has done something of this nature. Back in June, Binance US CEO Brian Schroeder said he would happily hire any applicants disappointed by Coinbase's hiring freeze. The Binance US affiliate program is a way of incentivizing influencers and entrepreneurs to promote the exchange through social media platforms. Subcommittee Chair Brad Sherman, who's a Democrat from California, calls on the SEC to file cases against crypto exchanges that supported Ripple's XRP token. Sherman told The Block, "The division has determined that XRP is a security and is going after XRP, but, for reasons that I'll bring up in questions, has not gone after the exchanges where tens of thousands of illegal securities transactions were occurring." Ethereum scaling solution Polygon announced the launch of Polygon ZKEVM. In a press release, Polygon said it would be the first Ethereum equivalent scaling solution that works seamlessly with all existing smart contracts, developer tools, and wallets harnessing advanced cryptography called zero-knowledge proofs. Ethereum's transaction capacity is around 15 transactions per second, which is lower than its competing chains like Solana and Tezos. Plus, its high gas fees have made it quite expensive to use. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing a fellow Forbes crypto reporter, Maria Gracia Santillana Linares, who will be speaking with us about NFTs. Thank you so much for joining us, Maria.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, Maria, can you tell me a little bit about NFTs? We know they blew up last year, but what is an NFT?
Definitely. So in its most kind of like technical way, an NFT is a non-fungible token that is based on a blockchain. And so it really is just a line of code that points to a direct part of a blockchain that tells you, okay, this is where this is. We really saw NFTs blow up with art, Beeple's famous sale in March of 2021. Kind of what started the whole crazy, and then we saw these collectibles, CryptoPunks, the Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Didn't they buy CryptoPunks?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah.
So now they're all kind of under one creation lab, but we've seen it expand past this kind of what we call one-of-one artworks and into collections and even past the art world. So what I think is really interesting here is that, we think NFTs and we think art. We think the little Twitter images that people have on their profile pages, the punks, the apes, people spending millions of dollars on getting these things. But really the technology allows you to do so much more because it is a method to kind of prove that something is real, proof ownership. So now we're seeing it in things like real estate, sports teams, metaverse, gaming. It really is expanding into a lot of different industries and sectors.
So what are the overall sentiments regarding NFTs? Like, I'm sure you've done a lot of reporting. I've seen, you guys, she has amazing articles out there. You should check them out. We'll put them in the link below.
Yes.
And, but yeah, so you've done a lot of reporting. What have you been hearing? What are the sentiments? Do people think it's a fad, that it's leaving? Do people think it's really next?
So definitely both sides, right? I think like everything in crypto, you have the people who are really, really passionate about it, and I think NFTs are going to be here for the future. And you have people who are like, this is a fad, why are you paying millions of dollars, I think. I think, we've seen both, and now with the recent bear market and then coming down, everything consolidating a little bit. And so you're seeing these more established collections like Bored Apes and CryptoPunks, what we call blue chip NFTs, really do well and sustain one-of-one collections, which are, again, like the art pieces. So I, as an artist, create something and put only one copy out of there. Are sustaining not as well, but they're more volatile, I would say. And so it depends. A lot of people who truly believe in the NFT power and the power of that and the agency that it gives to artists, or even just in other sectors. I mean, I would say the sporting sector with fan engagement is really jumping into it.
It's like a collectible mindset. Okay.
Exactly. It's a collectible mindset. So you already have an industry that I think is perfectly poised to adapt the new technology. It's just kind of doing the same thing, but adding it onto the blockchain and under the Web3 ecosystem. So it really depends who you talk to. Overall, NFT prices have been going down, but again, I think that is a result of the larger bear market. There was a couple of reports that came out recently that, despite that price going down, buyers are still buying them. Like people still want to have NFTs because I think what NFTs get to that is the sentiment of community, right? A lot of NFTs have perks. You buy a CryptoPunk, you buy a Bored Ape, you buy anything, and you get access to a special group of people that are allowing you to do different things. And it's that sense of community that really is bringing people into NFTs and having people stay within NFTs despite of the price fluctuations.
Okay, and so you're talking about community in a sense. Does this any way correlate to how meme coins work? Meme coins are mostly like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. They have no backing but community. Yeah. So,
yes and no. I would say the backing is where it differs a little bit. I think meme coin is kind of very much let's hop on a social media outlet and just back it all for whatever reason the communities choose to. But it has that association of like it's not backed by anything real. NFTs, I think you enter that larger question of, because there's a parallel world, I would say, in the physical world, right? Like, how do you value art? That is a question that scholars, artists, curators constantly are asking themselves. And like, what is the value of art today versus tomorrow? That is a question that already exists, that we're now only just posing on the blockchain and Web3, right? And so it is similar in the way that it's, I think, a lot about hype. And you've seen these kind of like bubbles in price in the beginnings that were very largely about hype. But there is still, I think, intrinsic questions that go beyond the technology and into, I would say, the sector. And so, what is the value of a baseball card that is 50 years old? You can debate that. I, as an outsider to debaters, can be like, it's a piece of paper with a picture on it. It's not really worth anything. But baseball enthusiasts give you the entire history and are like, no, this is really important. I think those are questions that NFT creators are also posing themselves. Like, how do we go beyond this type of community? Or some people just have social tokens, right? Just tokens that allow you access to a separate community. I like to describe it like Soho House. Mm-hmm. So like, why do people spend thousands of dollars in a Soho House membership? Because they want to be part of this community. There's that same element in NFTs where you can get a kind of like NFT that will give you access to a secret Discord channel or special meals. Restaurants are doing that a lot, where you'll buy an NFT and then use that NFT will give you access to special meals or special chats with the owner and with the chef.
So we have access, but there's also this other realm that's like ownership.
Exactly.
Okay, so I've seen a lot of designer brands recently getting into NFTs. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so fashion and NFTs, I think, is a also fascinating world that is starting on. There's two kind of ways that I like to think about it. You have the more physical way, so where you feel it. And so there's a couple of fashion brands who are thinking about looking at How do I verify that my product is the product? Counterfeiting in luxury handbags, for example, is a huge problem, right? How many Louis Vuittons do you see being sold in the streets of New York that
She has a
questionable,
point. She
right?
has a point.
And so, like, there's a couple of smaller brands, not so much of the big ones, a couple who are based in San Francisco, I'm thinking specifically of, who are using, like, QR codes that will give you, when you purchase the bag, you will have the NFT version and the physical version. And every time that you want to bring it in for repair, you want to sell it, you have to present both. And so if your bag ever gets stolen, then you have that idea of like, oh wait, I have the NFT and I know it's stolen, you can report it as stolen. So that's one like physical, tangible aspect of it. Then you go into kind of the element of NFTs, like fashion NFTs within the metaverse. You've seen so many companies, luxury companies, going into partnerships with Sandbox and other metaverse companies to kind of release skins. And I think that's when you enter. Again, the way I like to think about it is everything is connected in some way or another. Mm-hmm. And so once you get into that, you enter into the skins in gaming. So for example, Fortnite, you can buy different like outfits and hats and whatever that your character is only allowed to wear within that game. Fashion NFTs are kind of doing the same thing. They're allowing you to buy a skin, a Gucci hat or a purse or an Hermes bag that will be available within that blockchain, right, within that world. So if that's Sandbox, then again, I think the way that they're making it accessible to more customers is allowing you to have social perks with that. So you buy the NFT of a bag, and then you maybe get put into like an access list for the physical version. Or you get the NFT of the bag and you get the bag for like a premium price with an extra thing. And so I think the biggest challenge for a lot of kind of already established brands and companies and what the sector is seeing is how do you bridge that divide between like the physical and the real, right? Like physical and the digital, I will say, because both are real. And so in every sector, you'll see kind of like that division. Fashion, I think a little bit more because it's so tangible, right? Like we're wearing our clothes. There's a company, I'm forgetting the name right now, but they sell, the only clothes they sell are digital, and then the whole premise is that you can put them on for your Instagram. And so kind of changing how influencers are using company.
I'm sorry, can you go back and explain that? Put them on for your...
in your pictures, in your Instagram. And so let's say you are not actually wearing them. So you take a mirror selfie, put it in there. And then, through the app, they kind of like see that picture, and then you buy the clothes, and they essentially Photoshop the clothes onto you. Fascinating stuff, right?
Okay.
Because you're not owning the clothes. You're still buying a hefty, like that price is not small for that digital clothes. But the idea is that you'll like become a more digital influencer, and it's like your digital persona that's wearing those clothes. Again, you see that, and some people are like, that is the future, like, we must get onto that, I must be doing it. And people are saying, why are you paying $2,000 for a virtual jacket that you're never gonna wear?
Right, I totally understand that, because on the business side, I see how, okay, I don't have to keep sending out actual products and, material. I'm wasting material for influencers to promote. But as a consumer, I can't see how that would make sense, because in my mind, maybe I'm wrong. I thought NFTs were kind of the way to end flex culture, as we said, with the ownership. So this almost seems like another gimmicky way to like reinvent flex culture, like a different invention of flex culture.
Yeah, I would actually like argue that it's the opposite, right? You're seeing all this hype and all this access that also kind of like goes back into that, like, well, my profile picture is that Bored Ape number, and I'm using Bored Ape because it's, I think, on everyone's mind. They've got a lot of news out there recently, but right, like that is my clout. That is my internet clout. And some people, NFT NYC happened a month ago probably now. And there were people who don't want to be photographed with their faces, but they'll Photoshop their Bored Ape, CryptoPunk, whatever, on top of the physical picture that they took with people that they met. Because there's that element of status. There is that element of, I am better or I am cooler because I own a rarer piece of work. And so the way that you show off that, I think, is very much pointed to the digital world. And I think what a lot of, I always say crypto enthusiasts, but also NFT enthusiasts are saying, this is the future. We're going to be living our lives in the internet. So just like I would buy that jacket in person and walk around the street and feel that kind of level of like coolness and hype and like flexing, like I have this because I'm showing it off to the people who walk around me or who see me walking around the city, that is still transferred into the digital world, whether that is the metaverse, whether that is Instagram, whether that is Twitter. You know, I think that level of social status and wanting to show that you are a little bit cooler, have a little bit more money, whatever that be, is going to transfer throughout both.
Okay. So you mentioned the future.
Yes.
Could you tell me what's next for NFTs?
Ooh, I think so much is next for NFTs. There's, as I mentioned, like it's such a, I think still like, not novel technology, certainly not as much as last year, but it's still being used in so many different applications and there's still so much to grow. I will say that given the market, we're seeing those experimentations kind of like turn down a little bit. I think people are starting to think a little bit more about what is the utility of this, right? Like what, am I spending thousands of dollars on simply an image that will grant me access to a Discord chat, or that has utility, right? Or am I spending millions of dollars or thousands of dollars on something that'll just give me clout and make me happy, you know? Like that is a personal choice that I think every NFT buyer has to do. It is, why are you buying it? Is it for other people? Is it for yourself? Both are valid answers, but you have to have that answer. But I do think that it's gonna grow, you know. The crypto market isn't the most stable right now. It is.
We know, right, you guys, we know.
It is bumping up and down, but there's a lot of experimentations coming. There's a lot of, I think, different applications. Most NFTs are currently based on the Ethereum blockchain, and I think with this kind of like creation of all other blockchains, NFT creators branched out, and you have now Polygon-based NFTs, Solana-based NFTs, Avalanche-based NFTs. There's a lot that is out there, and I think like, some people say, you know, like, this is the time to create and to really invest and kind of buckle down and see what you want to do. Other people say, you know, like this told me that this market is telling me that this isn't for me. It's too volatile. I don't want to be in here. I just came in for the quick money and now I'm getting out. Okay. I think as everything, again, you have the people in crypto who are diehard fans and are say, you know, I love it. I'm here for the long run. And people in crypto who say this is a fad. I'm not gonna join it. Which one you fall onto, I think, is up to you. I won't make that judgment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I do have one more question,
yes,
if you don't mind.
Yes, of course.
You mentioned the NFTs are being built on other blockchains. And if I'm not mistaken, Bored Ape, they had a launch called The Other Side.
Yes.
The Other Side, which basically brought down Ethereum. In a way. So do you think Ethereum is still like the future that NFTs, the blockchain that NFTs will be built on in the future?
I think that's very much to see. You know, we have the Ethereum Merge coming, hopefully around September is the latest that they announced. The date has been pushed back for months at this point. And so whether that will actually happen then or not, I think is something that we'll see. But I think having a final date in place kind of stabilizes the Ethereum. We saw Ethereum's price rise in the past 2 days purely because we have that like physical date that is telling us, okay, by September 19th, the merge should be complete. And so I think the merge, you know, promises a lot of things, promises to solve a lot of the problems that the other blockchains were like fixing, so lower gas fees, higher processing speeds. So we'll see. I could not tell you what other, I think they're gonna go into other ones. The other blockchains are fluctuating up and down. They're not doing so great. Some days they're doing really bad. Some days they're doing really good. But Ethereum, I think, has become just the go-to because that's the platform that a lot of these marketplaces were just supporting. So we'll see. We'll see if that continues.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Maria,
for
joining us today.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @Forbes Crypto. And be sure to send me any tips at Rosemarie TV.